Hi and Assalamualaikum Dr. Zurina. So today I'm going to present about our case study that is an exploration through key concepts and elements, a sociolinguistic analysis of Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail. So this presentation was prepared by me, Nurul Farhanah Binti Zulkarnain, and also my partner, Jeiashini Chandran.
Hi, I'm Jeiashini. Today I'll be talking about Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail, who was the first female Deputy Prime Minister of Malaysia in 2018. She is well known for her soft but firm leadership style and her strong focus on gender equality and governance. The two speeches I focus on are her 2018 Women Deliver Conference and her 2020 address at the APEC Anti-Corruption and Transparency Working Group. We choose her because her language style reflects key sociolinguistic themes like identity, power, and the role of gender in leadership. We will explore how her tone, word choices, and persuasive technique reflect her authoritative position. Okay, for methodology, to study her language, I used a discourse analysis approach. This method looks at how language shapes meaning in real-world contexts, especially through patterns in word choices, tone, and structure. The speeches are from the Women Deliver Conference in 2018 and the 2020 APEC meeting statement. I studied transcripts and articles of both speeches to identify how Dr. Wan Azizah expresses identity and power through her language, including pronoun use, emotional appeal, and code switching between English and Malay. This helped me understand how she shapes or adjusts her message depending on the audience and purpose. Moving on to speech analysis, language and identity. How she builds her identity through words. In both speeches, Dr. Wan Azizah uses inclusive language to build a shared identity with her audience. She often says we and our to create a sense of togetherness, a sense of community. In the Women Deliver Conference speech, she highlights the many roles women play in society, like mothers, doctors, and scientists, and link these roles to leadership and national development. For example, she said in her speech, every day women balance their careers and families as scientists, teachers, doctors, nurses, and also as well as mothers, wives, sisters, and daughters. So these quotes shows us that how she values, how she recognizes all the different roles women play. This shows how she constructs an identity that is both nurturing and capable, challenging the stereotype that leadership must be aggressive or dominant. Now let's see the speech analysis for language and power. How she uses language to show leadership. When it comes to power, Dr. Wan Azizah uses a calm and diplomatic tone, but her message still strong and clear. She focuses on policy, reform, and well-being of her people, which shows serious leadership. She also mixes English and Malay in her speeches, reaching a wider audience and showing cultural inclusion. She avoids harsh or commanding language, reflecting what some sociolinguistics always called power with instead of power over, meaning she prefers collaboration to control. For example, in the APEC speech, she says, we must make difficult decisions to protect the rakyat and rebuild trust in government institutions. Her tone remained respectful and calm, but her message is still clear and direct. This shows her focus on responsibility and collective good, not dominance. So as overall, her speeches are a great example of how language can shape both identity and power, not through dominance but through empathy and purpose. So thank you. That's all from me. I'm passing to my other partner to continue the presentation.
Let's begin with the sociolinguistic concept found in Dr. Azizah one Ismail's speeches. Two major concepts are present, which are language and identity and language and power. In her delicate strange, gentle power interview, she shows that leadership doesn't require aggression. Her quote, "A leader does not have to shout to be heard," show how she built a calm, compassionate identity which challenges traditional masculine styles of leadership. Meanwhile, in her APEC 2020 speech, she used more assertive language to call for women's participation in anti-corruption efforts. Her lines, "Women must be empowered to act against corruption," show how she used language to express power and influence change. In both speeches, she often used inclusive pronouns like "we" and "our," which help create a sense of unity. This is an example of soft power that is leading the truth connection rather than dominance. Now, let's move to the social-linguistic elements in her speeches. Dr. Wan Azizah adjusts her register depending on the situation. In the Sun interview, her language is semi-formal and emotional. She talks about personal experiences like her husband's imprisonment to connect with the public. On the other hand, her epic speech uses formal language, including policy terms like multi-stakeholder engagement and capacity building. This suits their international and institutional audience. In both cases, she speaks fully in English, which shows a global approach and professionalism. There's no code switching with Malay, which signals are clear and a consistent linguistic identity. Overall, these choices register, tone, and codes reflect her ability to adapt while maintaining credibility and focus. Next, we look at the ESG connection, which focus on environmental, social, and governance value. Dr. Wan Azizah's speeches align with the social aspect of ESG, especially in promoting gender equality and ethical governance. In the APEC speech, she encouraged more women to take leadership roles in anti-corruption, supporting sustainable development goals like SDG 5 and SDG 16. She also calls for systems that allow women to report corruption safely. Even in the more personal interview, she promotes inclusive leadership that values empathy and patience. Her use of language isn't just symbolic, but it supports social change and institutional integrity, making her a strong example of ESG communication in politics. To conclude, Dr. Wan Azizah used language as a powerful social-linguistic tool. Through her words, she shapes her leadership identity, asserts her values, and engages with both local and international audience. She shows flexibility switching between informal and formal register, but always stays true to her core values, which are compassion, integrity, and empowerment. Her choice to speak in English reflects her global mindset and adds professionalism to her image. Finally, her speeches aligned with ESG goals, showing that thoughtful language can inspire both personal connection and policy actions. In summary, Dr. Wan Azizah's communication style is a strong case of how social linguistics and ethical leadership can work together to influence society.